Good morning, morning breathers. Ahoy to you all, and welcome to Monday. And I'm faking enthusiasm because it's Monday. I'm trying really hard to be, yay, it's Monday, and it's just on the outside.
Yeah, we could use another Sunday.
Yeah, another Sunday would be good. Another Sunday would be good. I had a big weekend anyway, so I'll tell you about that in a minute. But anyway, as you heard, we're joined today, thankfully, by Miss Rachel came in today.
Ahoy, good morning.
Because Tim is gone, and I think he's gone most this week. So
I'm excited to hear about his trip.
yes, he's gonna have a lot. He's got some things going on, so he should have a lot to report. I think he'll be back on Friday. If he decides to come back, we assume he's gonna come back, but maybe he won't. And maybe there's some things going on. Maybe they won't let him come back. You just never know. So anyway, also joined in the studio today, as always, by SPP.
Ahoy, Skipper.
Oh,
Ahoy,
no.
Wow.
I can't.
Wow.
I can't assume that title, and I won't.
It was just a muscular
Just a reaction.
A reflex.
Reflex.
Instinct.
Just my bad.
Yes. So no, I can't wear that. I can't wear the mantle. Although the hat's over by you, Rachel.
I know. I think maybe we'll just set it here in memory
In
of
memory-
our buddy
in memory of
Tim
our
here
buddy.
that's on vacation.
So we'll do that. And I'm going to get this out of the way so I don't forget it. But the Southeast Iowa Video Network is powered by our friends Casey and all the gang at KCTC.
Thank
Thank
you,
you,
Casey.
Casey.
Thank you, Casey. And we are all powered this morning by a little caffeine or water or beverage of choice, whatever, by Hy-Vee and Hy-Vee Fast and Fresh.
Thank you, Willie.
Thanks, Billy.
Thank you, Willie, and all the people that make that happen. So anyway, Rachel, it is Monday.
It is.
Did you have a good weekend?
Yes, I did.
Good.
So yeah, my kids and we went to the Washington County Pork Producers Banquet
Nice.
at the casino.
Okay.
So,
Always a big event, I assume.
oh yes, it was packed. So it was nice to see that many people there, and we had all different types of pork dishes and it was good entertainment.
Good.
So yeah, I did not know this, but Washington County has been the most pork producers for a county in the state of Iowa for 19 years running.
Yeah, and isn't like Iowa, so Washington County's number one in the state, and Iowa's number one in the country, and so that's a pretty big deal.
It is a very big deal.
Pretty big deal.
I didn't know that stat.
I think I'd heard that at one time, and there's, anyway, there's all kinds of pork-related facts about Washington County,
Yeah.
so it's all good stuff.
So yeah, how about you? What'd you do? You said you had a good weekend.
I did have a good weekend. I went to Rochester, Minnesota, and my grandkids are up in that area, and so hung out Saturday with 4 of the grandkids.
Wow.
And hung out during the day and took them to the hotel, and there's a swimming pool at the hotel, and did all that. And then at 5:30 p.m. on Saturday night, my oldest daughter had another baby. So we have a new grandson.
Aw, well, congratulations.
Wesley Orion Kissinger.
Wesley Orion.
Yeah, Orion, like the galaxy or star belt or whatever. They have. So I have a grandson named Fox and a granddaughter named Twyla and another granddaughter named Minnow, and then another one Evie, and now Wesley. But they have they think outside the box on some of those names, and so
Is there any meaning to Orion?
it's my son-in-law's favorite galaxy.
Okay.
But I mean, it's Orion. It's like is it a
Okay.
galaxy? Is Orion a galaxy? I don't
I
even
don't know
Orion's
what it
belt, isn't that the
Yeah, I think
asteroid
so.
belt?
Yeah, I guess I don't know, but whatever the galactic
Meaning is
phenomenon is, that's what it is. So his middle name is Orion.
very cool.
Yeah. So anyway, he was 3 pounds 13 ounces. So
Oh.
he's about a month early, but he's doing well. Everybody's doing well. And in fact, he's at Mayo Clinic in Rochester, not necessarily because he's preemie, but kind of like everybody around here goes to the University of Iowa because they live in Northern Iowa. So you just go to Mayo. So
Okay.
it's not like it was, you hear about Mayo Clinic and people flying in from all over for the worst serious things, and it's not that. But at Mayo, and so in great care. But he was coming early, and they held off for a little bit and had him Saturday, and
You got up there?
And Bailey says Orion is a constellation. So we kind of knew this was coming. It wasn't a planned C-section. It was kind of inevitable that it was going to happen that way. So we didn't know for sure. but we went up Saturday anyway and hung out with the other grandkids and just happened we were there and I got to see him before I left yesterday. And so, yeah, little tiny 3 pounds.
That's like the size of a Coke can.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't hold him. He's in the NICU to get some weight, but my daughter, his mama was holding him, and he's just so little, tiny, right? Yeah. So anyway, so there you go. We have a new grandbaby.
Well, congratulations. That's awesome.
Yeah. It's pretty cool. Of course, I'm not old enough to be a grandpa, even though I am 5 times over now. But it is what it is. So it's all good. Love them all. They're all great. So anyway, that was kind of my weekend.
What about you, Peter?
Well, to follow up that, geez, got my car fixed.
Nice.
That was fun. But yeah, no grandkids just yet.
Yeah, well.
Oh, that's good.
That's probably a good thing. that's probably okay. Yeah. So, you guys watch the Oscars last night? Are you Oscars people?
I wasn't, but I tuned in because my friend was a part of this pool of guessing Oscar winners.
Yeah.
And so I helped him out.
How'd that go?
I got 6, 7 right.
Do you go all the way down the list, or you picked like the top categories?
It's, all of them.
So I mean, like
But
best
it's on a point
cinematographer,
system,
and
so it's like best picture, best director, best actor, best actress are like 3 points, and then like cinematography and supporting is like 2, and then the rest are just 1 point.
Is it kind of like a basketball thing where you just go through, you pick them all up?
Yeah, it's like a pool where you try to
watch?
pick the winner and then try to rank them in terms of that. So
well, as is, I did not watch it, but looking at the winners, I've seen none of these movies.
I haven't seen any of them either, which is why I told my friend, you probably don't want to ask me.
Right.
Because I haven't seen them, but I've heard of them. And I've at least heard like what people think of them.
Right.
So.
Well, best picture was Anora.
Mm-hmm.
Is that, and if you say it that way, I've never even heard of it. But not only was it best picture, but Mikey Madison was best actress, and she was in Anora. Best director Sean Baker from Anora. I've never even heard of the movie or
I haven't either.
any of these people. Best actor was Adrian Brody in The Brutalist, which I at least kind of think I've heard that. I don't really know what it's about.
I think it's about a guy who immigrates from Europe during World War II and is an architect.
Oh yeah. So Brutalist is I did hear. That's how I heard that, because you think it's a boxing movie or something, right? Mm-hmm. But Brutalist is an architectural style, right? I heard that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm probably not going to rush out to watch that, but anyway, Adrian Brody got best supporting actor, Kieran Culkin in A Real Pain. I have heard of him and heard of that movie, but I haven't watched it. So, but Kieran Culkin, he's a funny little dude, but.
Everybody kept showing the photo of him in I think he had like 5 seconds of screen time in Home Alone.
Oh.
And it was like supporting like a Home Alone actor Kieran Culkin wins best supporting actor.
Yeah, he's been in a lot of stuff. He's Succession. Have you ever seen Succession?
I've heard of it.
It's pretty good. He's good, but he's off the wall, to say the least. So, and then best supporting actress Zoe Saldana, and Emil Perez or Emily Perez. I guess it looks like I spelled that wrong on the sheet, but I never heard of that either. So there you go. Talking about a whole bunch of stuff we don't know what we're talking about, I guess.
Gosh, I didn't even realize it was on last night.
Mm-hmm. Conan O'Brien hosted. That's really about all I know about it.
Was he funny?
I didn't watch it.
Oh, you didn't watch it?
No. And the other big deal was apparently Demi Moore, who'd never been nominated for anything, was nominated for Best Actress.
I picked her to win.
She did not.
I thought she was going to win.
She's never been nominated
for anything.
Really?
Yeah.
That movie she was in, I want to watch. It looks really good.
What's that?
The movie who she was nominated for.
Oh, yeah. The Substance?
The Substance.
Yeah, I do want to see that. I heard it's one of those movies you want to watch once, but you don't need to go back and watch it again. It's pretty... It's intense, I guess. I just heard a little bit about it.
I guess that rules it off in my list.
It does it?
Yeah.
It's a horror movie. It's just intense, I guess.
I think the word is thriller.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Something about she's an aging actress and takes something to, I don't know. I'm not going to say because I don't know. But anyway, I guess it's something you want to watch once, but not again. So I don't know. So anyway, Oscars. My cousin Kelsey Mann wrote and produced Inside Out 2. Lost the
Cat named Flo.
says Paula. Excuse me.
That's cool, Paula.
I'm very sorry about your cousin Paula, but that was one of my wins in my pool. So
Inside Out 2 would have been on my winning list if I would have voted too. So Paula's here, Jim's here. Who else is up there?
Bailey,
Bailey,
Denise, Jeff.
Jim, Jeff.
Ahoy to you all.
Ahoy, everyone. Good morning.
Yeah. So this is something that's been on my list of things for a little bit that I just haven't got to. Their state of Iowa, and maybe it did. I don't even know. I haven't followed it, but it was proposing a cell phone ban in schools.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
I don't know. Everybody, well, our school has the iPads, the Apple iPads, and the Apple
MacBooks.
Computers. And so if your phone is synced to that, it's going to pop up text messages as you're sitting there working. I think our technology is just, I don't know. I think they've waited too long to implement that.
I know there are some, probably. I know there are some schools that are already doing it in Iowa, that they did it on their own, but basically there's different ways to do it. But some of them, like you walk into the front door of the school and you check in your phone, you pick it up at the end of the day.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's a little extreme.
Yeah. And others are, you can't have it out in class. You have to put it away and you can't have it out in class. You can do it during your breaks in between classes and whatnot, but you can't have it. And one of the big arguments is, what if I need to get a hold of them? Well, for a really long time, you could just call the school and page them.
Yeah, I don't know if I really buy that reasoning.
Yeah.
Because any emergency situation, you're going to call the office.
Yeah, exactly.
And if you need to get a hold of them to be like, hey, I'm picking you up after school or this, they can read that after a class is over.
Correct. So I don't know. It's such a double-edged sword. Technology is here. It's not going away, right? And Paula says it's about time for that ban. It's not going away. And so there may be a way to, they need to learn to live with it, right? Because when they get a job, they're going to have their phone and they need to figure out how to use it as a tool and whatever. But if you're, on Instagram or Snapchat or TikTok or whatever the kids are doing these days.
Right. Well, a lot of times when you go into schools, you can't get onto those apps sometimes.
Oh, they block them?
They can put blocks and filters on them. So I noticed that on a whim one day.
Yeah, Jeff says Arkansas just passed the same law. So, Peter, I know you're not fresh out of high school, but you're closer to high school than Rachel or I are. How would you feel if they took your phone away?
not great. Not great.
Do you use it during class or do you put it away?
No.
Would the teacher have come down on you and taken your phone away?
Depends on the teacher.
Yeah, I suppose.
There's some who are more lax about it. Other teachers. I had a teacher I remember who used to give people after school detentions if they missed throwing the paper in the basket in the trash bin. So there's teachers that just depends on how they see things. So
wow. Yeah, Jeff says he's not sure how they'll enforce it though.
Yeah, so Nikki G's up there too.
Yeah, and that's a good point. So then it kind of becomes on the teacher. Is the teacher just going to, like you said, every teacher's a little different, and yeah, that's a tough.
There's some teachers that teach for 10 minutes and then have them watch a movie or
I know
different things. So it's like, how do you enforce this cell phone thing?
It depends on where you are too. I'm rereading. I've read it like 3 times already, but Friday Night Lights, the book. And it's kind of centered around the football atmosphere in Odessa, Texas, and how it's such the culture. But then the book goes into a lot more. It talks about the town and the economics and the race and all kinds of stuff. But the football team, and this goes to priorities for schools. The book was written in 1988, or is about 1988, and the football budget. They flew to another town in Texas to play a football game, and it cost more to fly the team to this other school, the football team, than the entire English department budget for the year.
See, yeah, that's just it.
Yeah.
Like, I think everything needs to be put in a little bit of a perspective.
And yeah, so it's all about priority. But the football team, and again, this is in '88. The football team, the coaches had a Mac computer in 1988 so that they could analyze plays of their
wow.
opponents.
That would've been
And
nice.
there was not a single computer in the entire English department. So it's all about priorities and how they prioritize that stuff. But it's an interesting book. And like I said, I've read it several times, but it's good stuff.
Do you remember this? Maybe we can talk about this after the break. But when the internet came to your school or your work, like I remember it was in the 90s. I started my Hotmail account in high school study hall.
Yep. Yeah. You know what? Good question. Let's take a break and we'll come back to that right after the break. So, Peter, take us out.
Introducing Hy-Vee Market Grill, where every meal is a delight. Start your day with our mouthwatering breakfast options and savor flavorful lunches with friends and family. Cap off your day with our delectable dinners. Hy-Vee Market Grill, where every moment is delicious.
Washington County Hospital and Clinics, providing quality health care that puts you first. Whether during a hospital stay, seeing a primary care provider for wellness exams or sick visits, minor surgery to a total joint replacement, or recovering from an injury, we're here when you need us.
More than you expect for your health care. Washington County Hospital and Clinics.
At Seafirst Credit Union, we're all about making connections, like how we connect you to that dream vacation with a savings account designed to help get you on the flight there. Connect with Seafirst today and see why together is better.
Ahoy, and welcome back to Morning Breath to Monday. We're getting through it a little bit at a time. So, Rachel, you asked a question before break. When did we first get the internet, or do you remember first using the internet? I forget how you phrased that question, but
I just remember this time frame in my brain was, wow, how far have we come from the 90s when I remember starting my Hotmail account
Yep.
in study hall library. You had to go to the computer lab.
Right. Yeah. No phones.
I mean, I was used to looking through magazines and books and, the card catalogs for fun
Yep.
to kill time in study hall.
Yep.
And that's just, I don't even know if it's a thing anymore.
I'm pretty sure I never looked through the card catalog for fun, but okay. Your experience in high school was different than mine, Rachel.
Well, I like to read random things.
Yeah, I think we didn't have internet in high school for me, but in college I think we did. But you had to go to the library, and only very few computers had it. I mean, it's all dial-up, right? I mean, it was
Right.
that 56K dial-up
I
or
can
whatever.
still hear that
Yep,
noise.
hear the modem going.
And that beep and
Yep. And we didn't have computers in our rooms, our dorm rooms. I had a word processor that kind of looked like a typewriter, but
yeah.
you could do it. I mean, I didn't have a computer in college.
So did you type up papers then?
Yeah.
But you printed them and handed them in as
It's like a typewriter sort of thing?
kind of, yeah.
Well, yeah, we started out in typing in
Yep.
junior high. Like, we had typing class where you used,
On like a typewriter that, and then you'd move it.
Yeah.
you had both. And then we had the square computers
Yeah.
in our lab. I think that was a big deal when Miss Bandy got computers. But yeah, you did. You typed it out, you printed it out, you handed in your paper for what needed to be typed.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the word processor I had, it looked kind of like a typewriter, but it had a little bit of memory. So you could type it in, and it wouldn't like type as you went, and then you hit print, and it would print out. But it printed out on typing paper. It would type it and print it out on single sheets of paper. And yeah, it was the old days, Peter.
I mean, I printed out my papers when, I was in high school and junior high, but in college, you never printed out a paper and turned it in. It was, you uploaded it and turned it in.
Well, I don't think they do that in high school, print out papers. I think it's all done through Google.
I think it's all,
All through Google Drive and whatever.
My teacher was kind of old school. Well, for as typing on what Word doc gets, I guess.
Yeah. But I remember the old dial-up. So when I got not my first job, we didn't really use computers. I was at Hormel and IBP, and I was on the line, so there's really not computers out there. But when I started working for my dad, got a computer, Mac 7200, and I remember having the dial-up internet and making the modem noises and all that stuff. But you try to download a picture or try to look at a picture, and you had to like look line by line as it loaded, so it'd take like 5 minutes for a photo to load, and
Well, and you may not know this, Peter, but so if you had internet at your house, it was connected to your phone, which was hanging on the wall. So if you wanted the internet, nobody could get phone calls. You couldn't make a phone call out, or you couldn't get a phone call in.
Yes, so because the internet was taking your phone line up.
That's crazy.
Yep. Yeah, I forgot about all that stuff. But
and then we got flip phones. It was a big deal. I remember we did the penny flip phone. Remember that? They would do deals.
Yep.
That was when you could pick your phone number, and I was pregnant with my first daughter, so we made the phone number the same as our house number.
Oh.
So that 653, and then you had 461 numbers.
Right.
So, yeah. Our cell phones were even flip phones back then. It was
Well,
a big deal.
I think I've told this. My first cell phone was a bag phone.
Yours was the bag phone? Okay.
And in like 95. And it cost like $4 a minute to make a phone call, so you never even used the damn thing because it cost a ton of money. But it literally was a bag that you opened up and laid on the front seat, and I had a truck, and laid on the front seat of the truck, and you had to take a wire and physically plug it into the cigarette lighter to get it power, and then you had another wired thing that you ran out more like
an antenna on
kind of
your
more like
vehicle.
that one. Yeah. So it wasn't exactly like that, but it's close to that. So can you show that on the actual screen? So
one highlighted.
Yeah,
blue.
yeah. So it had the keypad right on the phone. That was the keypad. And then on the right side there, you can kind of see it. That's a huge battery pack in there. You still had to plug it in. Plug it into your cigarette lighter, and then another wired piece that you put out the window of your car and magnet to your roof, and that's the antenna.
I worked for someone in high school, and they made a phone call, and they forgot to hang it up properly.
Oh, geez.
And sat in their vehicle overnight. I remember they were calling to their bill was like $700 or $800 just like overnight.
Yeah, it was like $4 a minute or something crazy. It was nuts. So you had one, but you didn't use it because you couldn't afford it.
Used a typewriter. Yeah, it's just so weird how fast our technology has changed over the past 2 decades.
And then the flip phone, you could the only thing you could do on it is check the weather, basically, and you could get a radar picture, and it was like the coolest thing because you could get radar on your phone.
We had when my kids were little and they wanted a cell phone. We had some old flip phones, and so their dad at the time would give them one of those and say, "If you could keep track of this for a whole year, then I'll buy you your cell phone."
Right.
And they would practice, texting.
Oh yeah.
On a flip phone. Because
that's what my parents did. Me and my brother shared a phone, so if any one of us went out, we would take it.
Right.
But it had the thing where you slid it, and it had the whole keypad.
Yep.
Oh,
but the buttons are about like this big.
Yep.
So you try to hit it, and you hit 4 other buttons trying to text with it.
Kind of like a BlackBerry. I had a BlackBerry for a while too. Yeah.
Me too. It was a big deal, and then it just seemed like everybody went to Apple overnight. It was weird.
Yeah. Yeah, well, and you had the big old BlackBerry that was, this big, and you wore it on your belt.
Yep.
It's like, all right, do that. Yeah, so I just got a new iPhone on Friday, so I'm still getting used to that. But
Good luck with that.
it's
Take some time.
yeah, it's a whole new world though. And yeah, there's nothing you can't do on this thing. Literally, I had the baby. Emmy had her baby this weekend, and at Mayo, and there's a camera. The baby, since it was a little bit premature, it's in NICU. There's a camera on it, so I can I have an app now. I can check in on the baby.
You can.
I can. Now you have to be invited, and not just anybody can, but you have to password it and all this other stuff. But I can look at the baby.
That is crazy, but that's actually really smart for grandparents and things.
Yeah, you couldn't do that with a bag phone. I can tell you that.
Nope. Or a flip phone.
Or a flip phone. So, all right, Peter, 7:40. Let's take our last break, and we'll get set for the day.
In the heart of rural Iowa, where community matters most, the connections we make are made to last. Meet KCTC, your hometown internet, phone, and TV provider. At KCTC, we're not just about technology, we're about people. Our dedicated team are your neighbors, committed to bringing you top-tier services right where you live. We believe in giving back to the community that raised us. Experience the power of a real connection with KCTC. Join us in building a stronger, more connected Southeast Iowa.
Attention Hy-Vee shoppers, introducing Hy-Vee Perks, your ticket to exclusive savings and rewards. Access exclusive perks, prices, earn gas discounts, and unlock special deals. All this for free. Join Hy-Vee Perks today and start saving.
Bring the kids, share the memories, celebrate 75 years of traditions at the Midwest Old Threshers Reunion. Relive the magic of steam engines, antique cars, and trucks, tractors, gas engines, and horses. Whether it's your first visit or a cherished tradition, you'll enjoy the delicious foods, the thrill of an Old West shootout, and the excitement of nightly grandstand entertainment. For 75 years, this has been the place where memories are made at the 2025 Midwest Old Threshers Reunion, August 28th through September 1st in Mount Pleasant, Iowa. Visit oldthreshers.com for more details.
The Connie and Amanda team is dedicated to giving back to our community by actively engaging with our clients, businesses, and the public. When it comes to helping you find your next home, investment, or commercial space, the Connie and Amanda team is here for you.
Welcome back. Let's get set for the day on this kind of rainy Monday.
Kind of rainy Monday. All right, let's get set for the day. It is Monday. It is a rainy Monday. It is the 3rd day of March 2025. This is episode 262.
Already March.
It's already March.
And that is such a weird feeling to me.
Look at Peter interrupting.
I feel like I had to, for the sake of Tim,
that's
but I had to do at least something.
That's awesome. Yeah, it's already March. Temperature right now in Fairfield 35, Mount Pleasant 35, and Washington 34. Showers early today, and our outdoor cam showed a little rain on the window this morning. But
it's gone.
Evaporated.
All right. Maybe it's not raining right now then. So, but rain and then showers early and then cloudy for the rest of the day, but a high of 61. So we live in the weirdest damn place ever, right? I mean, it was on the edge of freezing rain this morning. It's going to be 61 this afternoon and a chance of snow on Wednesday.
I know. This week, hopefully, is
just nothing like the
everybody's
Midwest.
safe and nothing bad goes on.
The Midwest. Yeah. So that's why we love it though, right? So, all right, Rachel, you can do some headlines?
Absolutely. Today's headlines from SoutheastIowaUnion.com. Fairfield Community Garden to open in mid-March. For Mount Pleasant, Southeast Iowa Symphony Orchestra bridges communities and generations. And in Washington, Great Places Committee debriefs after Ignite the Arts. You can read these stories in full on SoutheastUnion.com.
SoutheastIowaUnion.com. And no sports, but I think we were talking earlier, I think there's a indoor track meet next Monday already.
Oh, this year is just going fast.
Yeah. It's either next Monday or the Monday after. So the boys state basketball tournament is next week. The girls state is this week. Boys is next week. and then maybe they start track after that. But coming right up, there's already indoor track
It
meets.
seems late though, because I remember having indoor track meets in like February.
Really?
Yeah,
We
but
would
you,
start right after winter break.
but you were in Illinois, so
True.
that doesn't really count.
Yeah, your sports schedules are.
doesn't count.
Yeah, your sports schedules are different over there.
Yeah, you guys don't do summer baseball or anything.
That is weird.
Nobody
It's
does.
weird that
Iowa's
that
the only
happens.
state that does summer baseball and softball. Everybody else puts it into the school year. So when was yours? Just in the spring?
I think it ended in early June.
Right.
And I think it went
What?
through May.
Yeah, baseball and softball in every other state except
We
for
don't
Iowa.
go until July in Illinois.
They do it within the school year. They don't do summer.
That would be really nice
Yeah.
for
So they
summer arrangements.
You'd have the whole summer off, right? But yeah. So anyway, this day in history, on this day in 1931, the Star Spangled Banner becomes the official U.S. national anthem. And Rachel, do you want a random quote, random joke, or random fact?
Ooh, let's do a random quote.
A random quote. You cannot be wise and in love at the same time,
Okay.
says Bob Dylan.
I don't know if I agree with Mr. Bob.
You can't be wise and in love at the same time.
Bob Dylan lost an Oscar nom last
Yeah, I know.
Cost me a point in my pool.
Timothy Chalamet.
Timothy Chalamet.
Yes. All right. Did you figure out a takeaway?
I did.
All right. Let's hear it.
That Peter knows more about the Oscars than us.
Yes, he does.
I wouldn't go that far. That was a lot of educated guesses, we'll call it.
Well, it's on the same vein. I determined that the movies that I watch and enjoy are nowhere near Oscar nominating levels. Because I don't know any of those movies.
God, usually it's hard for me to pick a takeaway, but today, I mean, bag phones, typewriter, paper writing, not using a phone and the internet at the same time.
Yes.
I mean,
We had it rough. I mean, that's the days when we had to walk to school
It wasn't
uphill
even
both
rough,
ways.
Both
though.
ways.
Yeah, it wasn't even rough though.
No, you just didn't know any different, right?
No. Like, I waited
crazy.
until this year to put my kids on Live 360, and I do not like apps like that.
Yeah.
We all got around just fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
Without-
There's good and bad to it for sure. But yeah, it's something.
I remember I'm on Life 360 with my parents, and I remember one time I went to a bar, and I came home. I woke up the next morning, and my mom texted me, like, so what were you doing last night?
Yeah.
I was like,
For those that don't know, Live 360 is a tracking app, for lack of better terms,
Yeah.
right? I mean, you can track whoever. It doesn't have to be kids. It can be, they can track you back, right? And
Right.
so it's a whole thing. But yeah, Tim texted. I don't know where he is right now, but he says today is Xander's birthday. Alexander Graham
wow.
Bell.
Oh.
happy birthday, Xander.
Happy birthday, Xander, the originator of the Ahoy. So there you go. So that'll be your final thought for today. Are you coming back tomorrow, Rachel?
I am.
All right. So I'll be here. Rachel will be here. Peter will be here. If Peter's not here, we're not going to be here. So we won't be live on air. So anyway, have a good Monday. Go dance in the raindrops or whatever you do on a Monday, even though it's 34 degrees. It's going to warm up. So anyway, have a good day, and we will see you tomorrow.